And even then, it was only a few. It was crazy. My wife and I were watching videos that night, man. They had people, fucking a Bentley floated out of a garage.
Oh yeah, that
And
happens all the time.
I just
I've
thought it
seen
was
that.
crazy to see, man, that motherfucker's pretty airtight when the doors are shut and it's still, and the water fills up and it doesn't go into the cabin, the car floats away. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Volkswagen Bugs. If you have a perfect Volkswagen Bug,
Oh, and
take
how
it
many,
forever.
how many, well, that's because the Volkswagen Bug, built by the socialist German country, originally for war, but then for the people to use for war, because there's 23 different Volkswagen Bug designs. I don't know. It's just crazy, man.
they all have weather stripping on every joint.
I remember now what it was. Well, all the cars do, but all cars also have vents. And you got a door
The
vent.
Bug
You got a
doesn't.
door vent. The you got, you know. It's just that it has a vent. It's just so high. You'd have to pretty much submerge it before it finally starts floating.
They say it'll float for 10 minutes before it sinks. Before a Bug will actually sink.
Well, this was a brand spanking shiny new $1 million Bentley floating out of the garage because the waters were rushing by, and then they had an 18-foot seawall hit them. Now, keep in mind they're 2 feet above sea level,
Yep.
and it's funny because they were trying. I already know because I was a little kid when I grew up in Miami, so I know all about hurricanes. But it was funny when they were like, so when people think of a 18-foot seawall, they just think like a wave, 18 feet tall, and they were like, no, it's like the sea rose up 18 feet and kept coming, and it never stops coming because now the sea's 18 feet higher.
Yep.
So it just mows right through everything, and that's why Fort Myers got delete, Control Alt Delete. Even crazier, DeSantis had a major bridge up in a week, and they started putting that city back together. And it's crazy. Ain't nobody whining, bitching, I'm a victim, nothing like that. The only thing you heard was up north where they were fussing about.
Well, look at us. In the derecho, we had hit us. You guys didn't even hear a word about it.
I'm saving my most interesting scenarios for later.
Devastated the holy shit out of us, but yeah, not a word.
Well, the one that's crazier to me is there's a second train wreck derailment last weekend, bigger than the Ohio one. But have you heard about it?
No, but I don't watch a lot of news.
Well, it's not being aired because of the crazy bullshit that they did in Ohio. They're really scared to say anything about the second one.
As I said, though, train wrecks or train derailments happen a lot more, and they're just reporting on it more.
I hate to say it, but that's true about school shootings too, and about public shootings.
I have other challenges for you.
Well, my favorite lately has been the Memphis police deal, where 5 black guys killed another black guy. 5 black cops killed a black innocent man. They're going to life. They're going to jail the rest of their life. Caught on multiple cameras with video and audio and whole nine. And the very next day, MSNBC said it was because of white supremacy.
I'm disappointed in you. I barely learned anything here.
Clayton Bigsby, you know, that's how it goes.
What I saw was 5 demons. I mean, my dad was DEA and he retired from the U.S. government. My uncle, he just passed away a few months ago, but he retired Georgia State Patrol. So law enforcement's been in my family for a long time, and I respect it. I don't get me wrong though. Hey man, it's power. So there's plenty of people that are bad cops, even good cops that be bad sometimes, you know, because they got that you know. Think about it. When you talk to a cop, sometimes you got to watch what you say. Next thing you know, they're coming after you, and it's like, dude, I was just fucking around with you. They're too serious about it, or they're too cocky about it, or they're too powerful about it. You know what I mean? And then even if it is a situation, right? But what I witnessed, we watched the 4 hour, or what was it? Yeah, it was 4 hour video a you wanted to sit there and watch the whole thing, we just kind of fast forward through it, through sections of it, dude. That was just wrong on all levels. Wouldn't have mattered who. You're talking about so it really dawned on me this evening. Somebody brought it up to me. That's why I kind of thought about it today. Was the guy they killed was 6'4" and weighed 165 pounds. 3 guys, one held him from behind, one on each arm. While a guy that was much bigger, and that's what made me think about it. I was like, "Fuck, that guy! I'm 6 foot tall. That guy was 6'4", and that black guy that was pounding on him, that looked like he was the size of those 3 guys, and was looking down at that 6'4" guy, pounding him as hard as he could. That must have been like a 6'8", 6'9", 350-pound motherfucker. That's all I can think of.
Possible.
He was huge. Watch it sometime. From the minute it starts, he was working at UPS, just got off work and was heading home, lived 2 blocks away from where he got killed 100 yards from his house. From his mama's house.
Not feeling so good here.
Check this out. The door's locked. Door's open. Move.
You watch the video one of these days, you'll see that he was driving down the road heading home. Cop decided to pull him over. Big old black guy himself, probably 6'5", 6'6". Not necessarily bulky, but definitely not somebody I'd want to tangle with. Like the one guy looked like a linebacker. This guy was more like a receiver, tall, big, and I don't know, maybe a receiver or whatever, you know what I mean? Just stout guy, not Mr. Muscles, but stout enough you still wouldn't want to arm wrestle. Guy pulls up, he puts on the lights, guy pulls over. Cop storms over to his car, starts banging on his door. Get out the fucking car. Well, what do I do? Get out the fucking car. Dude, what do I do? What's wrong? He grabs the door handle and almost yanks the fucking door off the car. Comes around the door and says, "Get the fuck out of the car." Dude, what the fuck, man? I mean, here's my license. What do you need? He grabs him by the chest, by the shirt, and snatches him out of the car and throws him on the ground. He's only 165 pounds. Now, I mean, I know that's a lot, but when you're a much bigger man, it was like smacking a bitch around. Snatched him out of that car and slammed him on the ground. And the guy's like rolling on his side going, "What the fuck, man? What? I ain't done nothing, man. You just got off work driving a UPS truck all day, heading home." They snatched him out, threw him on the ground, and when he's trying to roll over and go, "What the fuck?" Next thing they're like, "Roll over, roll on your stomach." He said, "Man, well, I ain't done nothing to get locked up. What the fuck?" They tried to pepper spray him, but the wind was blowing, and it hit them instead of him. And he took that opportunity to be like, "What the fuck?" and got up and started running home. He only lived 2 blocks away. He was running home. So you're still sitting there live for a good 20, 30 minutes. The guy, like I said, the 2 guys that did it, he goes, "Hey man, you got some water? I got some of the shit all over my left side. Can you pour the water on my face?" So he starts pouring the water on there, and he's like, "How's that?" "Yeah, oh god, man, that's burning like hell." Well, all of a sudden, right beside them, coming the other way, a car comes skidding up. "Which way do you go?" He's in a I don't even remember the colors now, but we'll just say orange with khaki pants. He went that way. He tears off, takes off. "Hey man, can you get some over here, man? I've got a little bit on over here on my forehead." "All right, yeah, put it right there. Yeah." Then the other guy, you can tell through the bodysuit, he's been kind of pouring it on his face too. Another car comes sliding up. He's got an orange shirt and khakis. He went that way. Off he goes. 5, 6, 7 cars doing that shit. Well, then they cut it from that and they take it to where they finally caught up to him using the Memphis City police camera. They tackle him. 3 guys jump on him and tackle him. And then when the three cops go to get up, the one cop grabs him by each side of his chest, snatches him standing up, and that's when the other 2 kind of come in and grab an arm on each side. So now you got a wall of 3 cops behind you holding you out like a cross almost. Now you got a 6'8" or 7 foot tall black guy that looks like he bodybuilds for a living, and jumping in the air, smashing down in this guy's head multiple times. So much that he starts shaking his hand like, "Man, this is fucking up my hand." I could not imagine getting hit by that dude's hand and it going out. Not me going out, his hand going out. You know, how fucking hard was he hitting me that he started hurting?
What's their, I can't say justification, but how do they try to defend themselves from what they did?
They lost control. So all right. So this guy's then smashed him and smashed him and smashed him, and they let him go, and he drops to the ground. So they're like, get up, and he can fucking probably see one way or the other. He's in La Laville. They snatch it. He's kind of on his hands and knees, and they're 3 guys kind of backed up, and they're straightening out their belts and pants and all, and the other guy's kind of shaking his hand like, ow, And then some guy comes running around the corner because where the patrol cars had skidded, and they jumped out and tackled the guy. Comes running around the patrol car, and he goes, where's he at? And he goes, he's right there. And dude, he runs up and kicks the fuck out of him, sitting in like that. You think about it, you're sitting on your side going, what the fuck is going on? Looking down, blood dripping all out of your face. Your eyes are so fucking swollen you can't see, you can't breathe because he's been punching you in the chest. And now some guy just ran up and almost broke his leg kicking you. I mean, that guy went stumbling around for a minute because he kicked him so goddamn hard.
Happens all the time.
Well, and it happens, these 5 guys are going to jail for the rest of their life. There was no justification for it. He was completely innocent. They even said it on the stand. He got carried away.
Yep. And basically what I see is the first cop was bad. I mean, he shouldn't have been a dick. And then the others figured that
Carried on
he
with it.
assaulted the other cops, even though it was their own damn pepper spray. But it's they're saying we're out of service, blah blah blah, and they're going, oh shit, this guy beat the hell out of him.
Because you figure when those first cops pulled up and they saw the 2 guys there running water over their face and everything, see, they couldn't leave the scene because the car was there. And they knew they had all this backup coming. So when they said he ran away and this is everything, cops started coming from every fucking where.
Yep.
No differently than they do here, I'm sure there, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
When the cop finds out there's something to do, hell yeah, everybody gets in on it, right? But the sad part was he's 100 yards from his house at the end of the cul-de-sac, when the main road goes by the cul-de-sac, where they tackled him at the corner and beat him, and his mom got to see all that shit. Beat him until he was dead. When the guy kicked him, the other guy came over and says, get up, and they grabbed him again by his shoulders and his shirt, snatched him up, turned him around, and threw him, and he landed at his back against the rear door of the Dodge Charger police car, and he just slid down on his ass. He was already out, completely unconscious. They also, I have to look back into it to find out exactly what happened, but I was told that it went even further than that once, because I couldn't take anymore. I stopped watching it. It's 4 hours long. And that was just 2 sections that I've seen. I couldn't go any further. From what I understand, the EMT